guys, Jonty500 here with CrazyCat690, and we will be breaking down some of the E3 stuff that we have seen now during a couple of days here that we have been, and we will go through the different conferences. We will be going through EA, Bethesda, Microsoft, Ubisoft and Sony press conferences just to get through everything and see. We will speak very shortly of the games because otherwise this is gonna be a freaking long video. So let's get started right now with Titanfall. So Crazy, what did you think about Titanfall?
Yeah, well, at first it looked very generic, but the more I saw it, I got a bit excited for it. The traversal looks it looks interesting. It could be fun to move around, but it does look a bit generic.
Yeah, it looks very Call of Duty-ish, and also, but I think that also people that really like Titanfall 1 are gonna be really happy to get the single-player campaign, so they get to know more about the world of Titanfall. Personally, I could give less of a fuck, but yeah. Next, I give even less fuck of the next thing, Madden Nfl 17.
Yeah,
no,
boring.
Sports games are not for us. That's one thing. Of course, it's great for people that know, but everyone knows that each year we will get these annual sports games. So why do they even bother to show them at E3? Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous to give it some time. Next up, we had Mass Effect Andromeda, and I really like the trailer for this. It looks good.
It didn't show much, which is a bit disappointing since it's been announced for so long. So it showed snippets, which it was looking interesting, but it was just enough to pique some curiosity. In short, they left me with gaming's version of blue balls.
Yeah. Yes, they could have shown more about that. And then after that, of course, the next sports game, FIFA 17. Same thing as with Madden for me.
Yeah.
Boring. The next was a indie game called Fe. And there was a very Swedish person that was presenting this. His accent kind of bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, but the game itself looked pretty interesting with nice visuals and sound.
Yeah, the visuals and sound were amazing. Like definitely a very artsy game, if you could call it that.
Yeah, it does look like it's one of those environmental games with those silent ones or whatever they were called. They were taking away the sound from nature and animals, so it's pretty much man coming in and ruining nature.
Yeah, it's one of those artsy indie games that we have seen a lot of lately. Next up we have a Star Wars game.
Yeah, all the Star Wars, they were giving a huge update on all that is Star Wars, but it was still...
It felt like there was just a lot of DLC. I don't remember much. It was not very memorable.
No, they talked about Star Wars, the Battlefront DLC, but all the other projects, they only said, oh yeah, we're working on them, please be excited. It's like, I'm not sure that was even enough for blue balls. It was more like,
Yeah, it was lackluster and not very memorable whatsoever. And of course they finished off with Battlefield 1, which everyone knew would be their biggest news.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Like it doesn't look very realistic, so it has a more an artistic visual.
Yeah, it's definitely more like what would World War I be if actually the guns worked.
Yeah.
Like seriously, if they showed the air battles with World War I, I know for a fact that in World War I there was no such thing as guns in the front of airplanes.
Are you sure? Yeah, that could be true. They had like a co-gunner or something.
Yeah, they had a co-gunner, but pretty much air battles in World War I were just pilots shooting with pistols at each other on high altitude. So Definitely. They have definitely taken some liberties with World War
Yeah,
One.
they've already stated that it's gonna be an alternate version of World War One.
Yeah, and it definitely shows. But that was EA. Generally lackluster.
Yeah, it was boring. EA haven't felt like they've been prepared for E3 for some time now.
Yeah, and they didn't have any entertainment part of it. They just pushed through it like of course a regular press conference.
It was.
It was dry and boring.
Yeah, more or less sterile CEOs going on with the show. And like you mentioned before, every guest that was there, they felt like they had been bribed to be there. You could see on
they
their
have been
face.
paid.
that,
Like
yeah.
they were there for the money, and they weren't like they weren't. They didn't want to be like the old guy that brought out with FIFA. He looked like he didn't want to be there. He looked like he wanted to get the fuck off stage as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But anyways, lackluster. In my opinion, of all the press conference, EA disappointed the most.
Yeah,
They
pretty
have
much.
the worst one. Next up we have Bethesda, and first game right off the bat, Quake Champions. I'm not very familiar to the Quake universe or any of the games, so I think you might be more familiar to it.
Yeah, I recognize it pretty quickly. Like, it does have very unique characters, and but I've understood that this time the characters or heroes it's gonna be a more Overwatch type of deal this time, with the heroes having actual abilities this time. It's not gonna be like only visuals. But yeah, they only showed a CGI, so it's not easy. It's not easy to give a
proper
verdict on it
yeah.
yet.
But generally the Quake thing, like I don't think people from that have played previous Quake games will be too happy with it. I wonder if they were gonna be able to capture the Quake magic with this one.
No, I think so. I have faith in them. Id have been giving a pretty strong performance these last years.
So next up is a Elder Scrolls Legends, a card game.
Yeah, you know, the one with the drawn cinematic. They only show.
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, I have watched. I have played card games. I have played Hearthstone a couple of times, and I really enjoy these. Like, these are chilled back games, and they're perfect to play on pads and phones, and also on computers if you want to do it. It's just when you want to kick up your feet and just enjoy some casual gameplay. Card games are really nice.
Yeah, I couldn't give a fuck about these card games or mobile games or all that stuff. I want my games to have substance, meat on the bones.
Nah, that's all. I guess that's all depending on how you view stuff. But next up, Fallout 4 DLC. I've not played much Fallout 4.
Yeah, I guess this is more my territory again.
Yeah.
I was pretty excited about it at first, but then I heard it was the final pieces of DLC, and then I immediately got really disappointed, because that means we've only gotten 2 big story DLCs from Fallout 4, and when you consider that with the previous games there were like 4 big story DLCs for each game, and this time they raised the season pass to $50, 50 euros for us, and it's kind of cheap to pad out the price with the workshop DLC, because I don't think it takes much effort on their side to put that in the game, and with mods coming along, it might be, many may feel ripped off from that shit.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know much about Fallout, but regularly I would say if they charge $50 for a season pass, you would expect some more story stuff. But let's move on from that. That's DLC territory. Next up we have the Skyrim Special Edition, and this was the first goosebumps moment of mine. Like, I'm a huge Skyrim fan. Like, I've played so much Skyrim. I know I got the Platinum Trophy on PS3 with the Skyrim, and that was a really long play time to get that. And also I played a lot on PC with mods. And honestly, this special edition, also the footage from the reveal was really good. Like, it looked like a really high end, really high end. What is it called? Like high end modding kind of game. Like, you had modded it really a lot. Like some of the best mods you find on the Nexus and everything. So definitely, I think it looks really well, and I'm definitely gonna get it. And since I also have all the DLC, I have the Legendary Edition on Steam, I'm gonna get it for free. So yeah, very happy about that.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan, and in short, unless they smooth out the gameplay as well, I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. Next up is Prey. I was really looking forward to this. I played the original Prey. Some people don't even know about the original Prey because that was a long time ago, and it was one of those really good games that no one played.
Yeah, I think people were overall more excited for this Prey reveal because they liked the Prey 2 reveal way back. So I guess they were expecting that, but instead they get more focused looking experience that's more like horror.
Yeah,
I haven't really seen the overall reception of the Prey reveal, but it's a bit weird that they're only calling it Prey. They might have as well have made a new IP or something, but I guess the name...
Yeah, honestly, this is not even Prey 2 anymore. It's so different. It pretty much takes everything from the first game and throws it in the bin.
Yeah, I guess it's more of a reboot or something.
I wouldn't even call it a reboot. There's nothing left of the old game.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just a new IP.
Yeah.
So, next up, Doom DLC. I couldn't care less because I don't play Doom.
Yeah, I haven't bought it yet, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Was fine, I guess.
Next up, Elder Scrolls Online, the old thing that they're trying to revive that they're just gonna die.
Dark Brotherhood DLC. Not much to say about that. I guess good for fans, but...
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. No, doesn't tickle my pickle. Okay, next up we have Doom and Fallout 4 for VR.
Yeah. Again, I think we should keep this short, so my thoughts are, if I ever get VR, I'll be sure to check it out, but otherwise, good for those who like VR.
Yeah, VR is definitely too early to draw any conclusions based on these reveals, how good it will be. But then the big reveal that you were waiting for from Bethesda.
Yes, Dishonored 2. Finally some gameplay. I mean, I think they might have shown a bit too much, because even though I was really excited at first, it was like, after a while it felt... my excitement died down. They shouldn't have shown the environments before. They should just have shown some gameplay and have more energy. It felt a bit stale at the end.
Yeah, I played some of the first Dishonored game. I still have it. I still intend on playing it, but it's one of those games that I have a little bit of a hard time. There are other games I'd rather play when I pick up.
And don't get me wrong, Dishonored 2 is looking really good, but the showing itself was a bit stale this time.
Yeah, and that was the final thing from the Bethesda show. Generally, Bethesda, they didn't have much of the entertainment value that some of the bigger ones had. Yeah,
I mean, they had good things to show, but they lacked the energy.
Yeah, they didn't. They're pretty much just, here it is, see, here, buy, please.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, next up, Microsoft or Xbox, whatever. So they started off the show by showcasing the Xbox One Slim Edition and the Play Anywhere.
Yeah,
with Windows 10.
that's the whole thing they have, that buy this on one of these systems and you get to play it on anything.
Yeah, that was one thing they had throughout. The Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. Like, who the fuck is gonna buy an Xbox One when they can play all the games on Windows 10?
Yeah, that feels a bit weird. I mean, I get the appeal that you can play games on a console and PC or so on, but if you can play it on PC, then why have a console? I mean, you can just hook up your PC to your TV. I don't see the appeal.
Yeah, but then I wonder if the deal is so that you have to buy the game on Xbox to get the PC version, and you don't get the Xbox version when you buy the PC.
I guess that would be one way of forcing people to get the Xbox One, but
yeah, but this thing, Microsoft might be shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to the console market.
Yeah, for me, I would rather just upgrade my PC than get an Xbox One for these games, because it would be more handy.
Okay, so first game they showcased was Forza Horizon 3. Yeah, and it's Forza. It's a good racing game, and honestly, I would see, like, if I had an Xbox, I definitely would buy this and just drive a little around. But I'm generally not that hyped for these kind of games.
The thing with it was the whole social aspect was pushed very hard, and at least I feel that way, that when they do that, it's more of a warning that this will have DRM, like Need for Speed. I don't need to play online that much. I mean, if I just want to play alone, that should be an option. I just hope that they don't do it like you have to be online all the time, and if you get disconnected, you can't play.
Yeah, I don't know if it is. They didn't say exactly that you had to be online. Like, I think there might be an aspect where you can also play offline.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they handle it like Need for Speed.
Yeah, it might happen. So next up is Recon, which I don't really remember anything about.
It was that platformer. It was very colorful with a...
yeah, that one, yeah. Okay, no.
And it looked a bit cheap. It didn't look like they had invested much effort into it.
Nice, just put it out there, let them play it for a couple of hours, and then it will die.
Yeah, it looks like a charming indie game, but it doesn't look like a system seller.
No, definitely not. Next up, Killer Instinct DLC. Again, I didn't even know what Killer Instinct was before I saw this.
Yeah, it's not very interesting. I guess good for people who play Killer Instinct and happen to be Gears of War fans.
Speaking of, you have forgotten to put in Gears of War on this list.
My bad.
They actually open with Gears of War.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah, Gears of War, it seems like the next game in the Gears series. I know some people will like it, and others will not, like myself, will not really care that much.
The thing is, it's hard for me at least to be interested in a game that is a straight up shooter. I get the appeal of it because it's easy to get into, but when I sit down and play, I want a deeper experience than just shooting aliens in the face.
Yeah, and otherwise the Killer Instinct DLC also tied up with the Gears of War 4 release with the one because the DLC is basically a Gears character coming into the game.
Yeah.
Next up, Division DLC. I don't really play the Division, so I can't really say that I'm hyped for it.
Yeah, can't say anything about it.
Next up, an indie game, Inside.
Yeah, it's from the Limbo developer.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Hard to say anything about it.
Yeah.
It looks artsy.
I don't remember anything for it. It was not memorable.
Yeah.
Next up, but they went through some Xbox platform social features and also some Elite controllers.
Yeah, some customizable controllers. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, for customizable controllers, that's nice and all, but some of the platform social features is stuff that has been on PS4 already a long time, like communities and such things. Like also the event thing, like the arena thing. I think that's one thing that has been on PS4 for a while already. Also,
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm more of a single player guy, so I don't really care.
Yeah, Xbox seems to be trying to catch Sony, but Sony is just keeping away.
Yeah, it's a cat and mouse game for both of them in different areas. I mean, Sony has
and we definitely know who's the cat.
but Sony has areas they could follow Microsoft on and vice versa. Like so, a part of me was hoping to see some backwards compatibility from Sony, but it's not something I need because my PS3 still works and it's right next to my PS4. So personally, not a big deal, but they have things that Microsoft is ahead of.
Yeah. Next up, it's Gwent, Witcher 3 card game that they released as a standalone. I have actually not played Witcher 3 yet. I have it, but I haven't played it for some reason.
Yeah, I played it and I tried the Gwent, but I was horrible at it, so I was we're like, moving on.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing Witcher 3 in the future, but my computer can't run it at the quality where it's enjoyable for me. So I might actually wait to play it until I have upgraded my PC so I can run it at higher quality. Next up, Minecraft Realms. I don't really play Minecraft, but I think it's a nice concept to have cross-platform stuff.
Yeah, but I zoned out completely during the Minecraft event. The acting was horrible.
Yeah, the acting, like that was with everything.
It was so cringeworthy. That was the focus for me. So I don't remember anything of the actual Minecraft presentation.
Yeah, they sounded like grown-ups trying to act like children. So definitely not good.
Yeah.
Next up, Tekken 7, and they had this really funny Japanese guy.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I liked what I saw from Tekken, but it's not a franchise I've been following now for many installments, and I'm kind of worried that it's too late, so I'm not sure.
Yep, I played some of the Tekken games. They are nice, but it's nothing I would pay like a full price for, no.
Yeah.
The gameplay is so stale.
We should speed up.
Yeah. Dead Rising 2. What anything to say about that?
It should be said that many zombie games were shown, and personally, I'm not tired of zombie games. I just want the zombie game. I want the perfect survival zombie game, and Dead Rising 4 was not what I'm looking for in a zombie game. It's so silly, and I get the appeal of it. It's very, you can do whatever you want, but it's just not my kind of it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Next up, Scalebound. This was the game that I said has a lot of potential, but they're completely ruining it.
I get that it can be fun. I get it looks like it can be really fun, but it also looks like they're trying too hard to be cool, and that's not what cool is.
Precisely, like the main character is this skater boy kind of, and they have this music that they think everyone will think is cool, but it just comes off as pathetic, pretty much.
Yeah, it's not very appealing to me.
No. Next up, Halo Wars 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to say about this. If you like Halo and RTS games, but it feels like a weird mix. I didn't think the last game did that well, but guess it's good for those who like the first game.
No, I don't. Like, I've not played much Halo. I've just pretty much played on LAN parties.
Yeah, I'm pretty indifferent towards that whole thing.
Yeah. Next, and finally, they released the teaser, or what you would call it, for Project Scorpio, basically a juiced up Xbox One.
Yeah, it should be noted that before this, when the rumors were hot for the new PlayStation console, Phil Spencer went on record to say that he disliked the idea of an upgraded console, but now he was there seeming like it was the best idea ever. So even though people like him, he is the usual CEO who says whatever will benefit the company at the moment.
Yeah, definitely interesting to see. Like, I don't know how much to say about it. Like, it's 4K ready. It has the VR capabilities. Like, it's a good piece of metal. It has the hardware needed to do quite a lot.
Yeah.
But they didn't even release the price that they're gonna take for it, so it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, it's not much is known, so it's really it's pointless to discuss it really at this point.
Yeah, and we didn't hear anything about the PS4 Neo, so we have no idea how to compare those for the future. But that's Microsoft press conference. Generally, they had more entertainment-like parts of it.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, like I enjoyed watching it, but then the games were not up to par.
Yeah.
So, next up, Ubisoft. Say what you want about the Ubisoft press conference. It was so entertaining. Like,
to me it was a bit hit or miss. It was entertaining, then it was down, then it was up, then it was down.
Yeah, so it started with this huge dance party segment that just, like, I remember when I saw it, just, what the fuck? And then I saw the Just Dance logo, oh, right.
Yeah, it was a bit weird that they chose to do that, then talk about the Orlando shooting. It was very high contrast. First they were like, happy, dancing, colorful, and then they go, oh, and our hearts and minds are with the Orlando victims. And then they again go and try to be happy. They should have gotten the Orlando thing out of the way before doing anything else.
Yeah, don't have much to say. It's Just Dance. So, next up, Ghost Recon Wildlands. This one we were waiting for. Honestly, I thought we would see more than we got.
It feels a bit weird because I want to be excited about it, but it looks a bit
stale.
Yeah. Hopefully the actual game has more life in it, but
yeah, like they have shown these trailers with all these different kind of areas that you can be in, like mountains, jungle, but all gameplay stuff we have seen is from the desert, and there's just attacking one base or doing something in it. So
it's very samey objectives. Like last E3 they showed them taking out this one guy, and this time it was another guy who had to be taken out.
No, he didn't. They had to extract him, not take him out.
Well,
yeah. They of course showed it vehicle chase, but in your opinion, did it feel a little bit GTA? It even felt a little bit GTA.
Maybe a bit, but that was not. Now that you mention it, sure, but it was not where my mind went.
No.
When seeing it.
It looked like, okay, it could be fun, but then also the gameplay thing, like it was so acted.
Yeah, it was the usual Ubisoft, well-rehearsed, totally not real team speak.
Yeah, so it definitely could have been a lot better.
Yeah, they should do it live on stage.
Yeah, that would be a lot. But at least we saw how the game plays, and I think we will also... hopefully there will be a little bit better missions, like, than just this.
Yeah.
But okay. Next up, we did not see this coming based on the opening trailer. South Park Fractured But Whole.
Yes.
It's South Park. What can you say? Not much more. A lot of F-bombs.
Yeah. It was funny, but it went on a bit too long.
Yeah, they stretched it a little bit too long, yeah. But anyways, it's fun, it's funny, it's South Park.
Yeah.
Next up, the Division DLC again. I don't think we need to go into this because they didn't say
it
much.
was the same thing.
Yeah. Next up, some VR stuff. Eagle Flight. They even played a live game of Eagle Flight. You know, it looked like okay, this would be fun to play, but goddamn, I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
it was boring to watch.
Yeah, it's hard to make VR look interesting for people who aren't wearing the VR headset. It looks a bit. That's the sound again.
Yeah. And the next one, the Star Trek VR. Oh, the guy that they had there, the actor.
Yeah, an actor, and for once it was a celebrity who didn't look like he had to be bribed to be there. He looked like he was having fun.
Yeah, he legitimately looked like he enjoyed being there.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the Star Trek game, I didn't think it looked that impressive, but that actor made it sound like the best thing ever.
No, it's almost like one of those things that you just have in your living room and then you play it a couple of times with some friends and just leave it.
Yeah, like good luck finding 4 friends with VR headsets.
Yeah,
and
4 different headsets.
Yeah, and an interest in Star Trek. Yeah, sure. Good luck.
Yeah, it looks interesting, but in reality it doesn't work that well.
Yeah.
It's something for the future, not for now.
Yeah.
Next up, For Honor. I remember we saw this last year and it looked really good.
Yeah, this time they revealed that it would indeed have a campaign mode.
Yeah, and that was quite interesting though. The campaign mode is definitely different from anything else. But I think the story behind For Honor is gonna be interesting because I don't see how they're gonna go with this.
Yeah, either it's gonna be really interesting or it's gonna be like very vague excuses for Vikings to be fighting samurai. But at least it looks good. It looks good.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it develops. The fighting system looks really well. Like Ubisoft have always been good with sword play fighting systems, like in Assassin's Creed and also early on with Prince of Persia. But next up, a sequel to Grow Up.
Yeah, it reminded me that I still need to try Grow Home. That's about it for me.
Yeah, I'm not even interested in it. Next up, you thought we would get some Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
But first off, this is Trails of the Blood Dragon, pretty much a combination of Trails Fusion and Blood Dragon. I love the announcer for this game. This really Finnish guy coming out, barely speaking any English at all, and I'm the president of Finland. That was a horrible Finnish expression, even though I'm from Finland myself. But it was, like, he was so funny.
Yeah, but I was pretty much too busy being disappointed that we weren't getting Blood Dragon 2, so I didn't care much about it, so I was a bit distracted there.
Yeah, like Trails and Blood Dragon, yeah. So if people like Trails, they will like this.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. Next on, of course, Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, it looks really interesting.
It looked interesting, but I'm definitely skeptic. After the all the hype that we got for Watch Dogs, the first game, and then it completely failed. The hype train is getting rolling again with Watch Dogs 2, even though the first one failed.
This time wait for reviews.
Yeah, I'm definitely quite skeptic about it.
It's releasing the fall holiday season anyway, so buy something else, then wait for reviews and user impressions before picking it up if it seems good. But it looks like they've learned their mistakes. They're taking themselves less serious.
Well, with the pre-orders, they haven't learned shit.
Yeah, that's true. But still,
yeah,
it looks like a step in the right direction.
Okay, the next one was actually a really big surprise. Steep.
For me, it wasn't a surprise. It was a surprise that they finished with that. But it was more surprising that by the end I was actually excited for it. I'm not a sports guy, I don't like these types of things, but this looked really interesting.
like we started off with like in the beginning, oh, this is another sports game, what the fuck. And then we went a little bit in and they showed the shots with the gameplay shots and first person mechanics and everything. And all, the replay stuff and everything, I couldn't really care less, but this is the kind of game that I would see myself just picking up and playing for a couple of hours, having some fun, doing some stunts, and just generally just enjoying it.
Yeah, it looked pretty intense, and it should be mentioned that they seem to have pretty violent crashes. Like, I think I heard when you crash, you heard people screaming and stuff.
Yeah, and also bones breaking.
Yeah, I think there was some of that too.
Yeah,
there was a really short clip when someone flew right into a church bell and you heard it ring. I like that detail, so I think people are gonna find much entertainment value in just seeing
fucking about in this game, pretty much. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna pick it up just to have some fun with it, but I'm not I wouldn't take this game too seriously from the beginning. But that's Ubisoft.
Yeah, it should be mentioned that Aisha Tyler was the host again. She was fun, but she seems a bit bitter about getting hate online.
Yeah, like anyone gets hate online.
First off, she needs to understand that everyone gets hate online, and secondly, don't insult gamers if she wants to be more accepted.
Yeah, she's a good,
she's a great host, but it feels a bit silly to complain about hate and then insult the crowd and stuff. Yeah. Even if it is casual and in a fun spirit, but it feels a bit weird.
Yeah, but I don't think we need to speak more. Like, I think Ubisoft had a quite high entertainment value with their stuff. Like, they have these special skits and things, but still it fell short on some points. Sometimes it felt too forced.
Yeah, they try to. They often try to create memes about themselves, being overly silly to get the attention.
Yeah. But still, Ubisoft, I would say that their press conference was pretty much on the same level as Xbox, Microsoft.
Yeah.
They're pretty much the same level there.
Yeah, it depends what you're more into. Since we neither of us really own Xbox systems, Ubisoft did provide us with more
games that we're interested in. But here come the big Sony. Wow.
Oh. Yeah, I did hope so. I did have high hopes for Sony. I was actually ready to really give Sony a lot of shit if they didn't bring their A game, but they went full beast mode and just Jesus
They
Christ.
brought the A++ game. Okay, let's get right into it. First off, this live music, this live instrumental, like, orchestra music was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I love the guy leading the orchestra. He's also the composer for.
Yeah, like, everything was so fantastic with that. Like, the music and how they played into it. There was not a lot of talking.
Yeah, no.
There were barely any talking. All the videos, the gameplay and everything was allowed to speak for itself.
Yeah.
So that definitely a very good move.
They opened with a demo. It pretty much set the tone for the entire.
Yeah, God of War.
God damn! It looked really good. I loved what I saw.
Yeah,
it should be mentioned that I'm not a huge fan of the previous God of War games, so I get that it may be a very divisive showing because fans of the old games might not like this, but again, there's been many voices saying that it's getting stale and needs something new, and now they're changing it. So
yeah, absolutely awesome. Like actually, now afterwards, I think that you know, when they show the live gameplay, that the motion of I don't know if it was Kratos in this moment.
Yeah.
No, but the guy, the god, he, like the way he walked reminded me a lot of how Joel walks in The Last of Us.
Yeah, it's funny because you were playing The Last of Us
At the
right
same time, and
yeah.
they looked like they walked exactly in the same way.
It looked really familiar, like, but The Last of Us is a great game, so if it's gonna be similar to anything, The Last of Us is a good game.
Yeah, but
to be
it's
similar
not. It's not gonna be similar to Last of Us.
Yeah, no, God of War is going to be melee focused.
Yeah. That small boss fight with the giant was.
It was a troll or something.
Was it a troll or something? Yeah, well, it was amazing. It was really nice.
Yeah, it looked really good, and
it also seemed to have an interesting side story with the kid.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
It was fun seeing Kratos more calm and collected. I think this game will make him more likable and all. He's been so angry and just mindless rage going through bosses and all that. So he hasn't been really interesting, but here 20 minutes he haven't been more interesting. Yeah. I wanna see more of this guy.
It's gonna be great. So next is a game that you're really hyped for and that I thought was quite okay.
Yeah, Days Gone, the zombie game from Sony Bend. I say, I mean. I've heard it, so it was also a pretty divisive showing because people are tired of zombie games, but like I mentioned earlier, it looks like the zombie game I've been waiting for, a more grounded game, open world, survival. It's what I've been waiting for, really. If this turns out to be great, I will be fine if they take a rest from the zombie genre.
Yeah. And next up, I don't have anything to say about Days Gone, really. It's gonna be interesting to see how it develops in the future.
The Last Guardian.
The Last Guardian is the next thing, just like what I talked about was Days Gone. But The Last Guardian now, next up, a short video, not much. They announced the release date, and that's all. Honestly, it looks... The Last Guardian has had a lot of hype to it, but for some reason the hype seemed to have died recently.
Yeah, it's hard to classify The Last Guardian. You can't I like this game, so I will like this one.
It definitely looks like one of those artistic games.
Yeah, but it might be a good palate cleanser among all the other shooters that's filling up the release schedule. But
yeah, but I wonder how Western audience will take to it because it's very Japanese.
Yeah, it feels very niche.
Yeah, and also there's a lot of the Japanese voice acting. I wonder if it will be subtitles or if they will have an English dub.
Yeah, it also looks very dated as far as graphics go.
Yeah, it's
hopefully it still stands out and impress people with systems and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Next up, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, you were that impressed by this.
No, I wasn't. It just seems so odd. Like, why would humankind go to use stone weapons in the future?
You like Enslaved, don't you not? Odyssey to the West.
Yeah, but that was just because it was so arcadey.
Yeah. I loved the demo. It just looks so pretty and the character moves so nice and it seems interesting. I wanna uncover the mysteries of this world.
Yeah, it might be interesting, but I definitely feel like I need to see a lot more from this game before I would get hyped for it. So next up, Detroit Become Human.
Yes, it's a Quantic Dream game. It feels with androids. You know.
Yeah.
It looked very interesting.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, with the AI thing.
Yeah, it's like it feels very much like what's it called, Blade Runner.
It feels like one of those games that will never get a sequel.
Yeah, no, it's would be difficult to give it a sequel with a name like Detroit. But Quantic Dreams don't really do sequels, which is a good thing to me. It means that it will have a definite ending. And they have a lot of free play value considering they have those multiple choices.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm just gotta say sorry about the engine sounds from outside. It's a little bit loud. I just noted that we forgot 2 things about Xbox.
Really?
We forgot about the... Was that on Xbox, the Joy Pill thing?
Oh yeah, We Happy Few and State of Decay, now that you mention it. Those 2 things we did forget.
Yeah, so State of Decay I don't remember shit about.
It's a zombie game.
Okay, whatever. And
I guess you could compare it to Days Gone, but it's more multiplayer focused.
yeah, but the other one, the way...
We Happy Few.
We Happy Few. I don't know why I can't remember that name. I just keep on calling the Joy thing.
Yeah.
That looked really interesting.
Yeah.
It looked odd.
I think it has like ex Bioshock developers, which really it looks like that way at least.
Yeah, it might be an interesting thing to try out on PC.
Yeah, it looks really mysterious.
Yeah, but back to Sony. That doesn't even make a difference with the Xbox thing. Like, yeah. Now we have a lot of. Wow, they had a lot of VR games.
Yeah, might go pretty quickly through these because they.
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, that's the one they opened with, and I actually went to the bathroom during this demo, so I don't really know much about it. I looked it up later, but it looked very PT inspired.
Yeah, it has some, like, I didn't pay much attention to it because it's VR. I will not be getting VR for a couple of years.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if the game is actually first person or if it has any third person.
Yeah, and next up they talked about the PlayStation VR, more like a general thing.
Yeah, and then they announced stuff like Farpoint VR.
Yeah.
Like some game about exploring other planets or something. I don't
remember much from it. Then Star Wars Battlefront in VR.
Yeah, so it was some DLC or something. You were gonna fly in space or something.
Yeah, and then also Batman VR. I have no idea where
they didn't talk about that at all.
They didn't show anything. They just showed Joker talking about Batman and.
Yeah, and they while showing the mask or something.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be different. Of course, I'm gonna jump also to the last VR point, which was Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not gonna talk about that. I've never really played any of the Final Fantasy game. I think we also forgot to mention Final Fantasy of one of the other conferences.
Yeah, they had they again had a Final Fantasy trailer on Microsoft's conference.
Yeah, there's not a lot to remember from Microsoft.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy trailer on Microsoft conference, it was pretty bad. It was the one with the
big giant, like the demo.
Yeah, it was a boring demo.
Yeah.
The trailer on Sony's conference was a bit more fun because it was a bit more silly since the character you would be playing as in the VR version had a VR headset on him, and they acknowledged that, they like pointed at him and stuff.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy, like I have never really played Final Fantasy, so I have no idea like about the games. I know they're greatly popular and I know the gameplay of them, but I've never played any of them.
I haven't played much.
Yeah.
I tried the demo of the Final Fantasy 15, but it got me more excited. I wasn't really paying much attention to it, but I've been paying more attention to it after the tech demo, the Diamond demo or something.
Yeah.
Moving on,
and this one I'm hyped for. They pretty much just mentioned it really quickly, but I love how they built up to it with the music, live music, and then the shadow of Crash Bandicoot behind the announcer.
Yeah, Sean Layden, he was,
He was the one. And I really like that. Like he just quickly announced that Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, it was so casual. It was pretty. It was almost funny how casual it was.
Just 10 seconds, just mentioned, yep, these are gonna get remasters. I'm happy about that because I love Crash Bandicoot.
And also some Skylanders.
They show that Crash Bandicoot will be added to Skylanders, where he definitely belongs. He's such a big PlayStation mascot. So it's very good for kids nowadays that play Skylanders to really get to know Crash Bandicoot, because he's not been in any games lately. So next up, Call of Duty, of course.
Actually, it looked much better than I was expecting.
It actually took quite a while before we realized it was Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
Well, I noticed it because there was some hologram picture of a bad guy or something that was in a teaser for it, but I wouldn't have recognized it as Call of Duty if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, it was very well made.
It felt fresh. I'm more excited for it now. I think the reveal trailer they showed a while back was pretty bad, because this was much better.
Yeah, but then of course the Modern Warfare trailer at the end.
Oh my god, hearing the music.
The music.
Man.
It's so perfect. And of course PlayStation gamers will be allowed to play it 30 days early. Personally, I think I will get it for PC. I want it on PC. I don't feel like Call of Duty on consoles. It's not what I want to go for.
Come on, couch multiplayer, split screen.
Yeah, that won't exist.
Oh my god, if they scrap split
local
screen,
multiplayer,
I will be so angry.
I think it was a thing in Advanced Warfare. I have no idea if local multiplayer was a thing in Black Ops 3.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure at all though.
Yeah, I might get it. Like, I don't know yet where I will get it, but I've always enjoyed Call of Duty more on PC.
Yeah, I will probably get this on PS4 though.
Yeah.
I won't pre-order it and I won't buy it at launch, but I will buy it. That must for certain.
Yeah. So, Lego Star Wars Force Awakens. Next up.
Looked silly, but I have nothing to say about it.
No, I don't have anything to say about it either. I don't play Lego Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Lego games.
Next up. Like this is the big one.
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
Oh yes.
I loved how they revealed Kojima, like the rock star, getting to walk down that light path, and also he was the big superstar.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing.
They're really treating Kojima right. It must be feeling really good to be treated like this gaming superstar.
Yeah.
After leaving Konami, Konami wouldn't never do anything like this for the man.
Yeah, and I was so surprised that they actually had made like it was a CGI trailer, but they actually already have a concept for the future. And that concept, I have no fucking idea what it is even after the trailer. I'm
pretty sure that the trailer was more a metaphor rather than showing the game or what it will look like. But
yeah, so for
the thing we know for certain is that it will star Norman Reedus.
Oh yeah.
It's nice to see him involved again after Silent Hills was cancelled.
Yeah, I've never been so excited to see a naked man.
Like, that's for sure.
Amazing! Like I really like the game, and the name will be Death Stranding. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get this game. I'm gonna start to get on the hype train right now from the beginning.
Yeah, I know nothing about it, but it looks really interesting.
Yeah, definitely looks like it's gonna be some kind of horror game.
I'm
or
not
it
sure.
might be.
I'm not sure what to believe, but it looks like a thriller or maybe an exploration game.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
The name does suggest a pretty dark tone.
Yeah, and since Norman Reedus was signed on to do the next Silent Hills, you know, game, this might go somewhere in that vicinity with the genre. And of course, then did actually Sony finish up with this? Was it the last thing?
No, they then.
Oh yeah,
they showed
we'll get.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But next up, they announced the Spiderman game from Insomniac.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it being made by Insomniac because the rumors were putting Sucker Punch behind it, but Insomniac does seem to be doing a good job because it looked really good.
Yeah, I guess they Sucker Punched you on that one.
Yeah, I've heard it.
I think you have read that one a couple of times already.
Yeah.
But definitely, Spider-Man, I don't have much to say about it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to be hyped for a Spider-Man game, but it just looked so good. Like they've actually put some effort into this because the Marvel, the superhero games, the licensed ones, they often don't get that much effort put into them. Like small teams make them very fast, so it doesn't really turn out that interesting. But this one has a talented developer that's been having a pretty long time, I've understood. So I'm having high expectations for it.
Yeah, and finally what they finished off with was more from Days Gone.
Yeah, they finished with a 10-minute demo.
Yeah.
This is what made people skeptical about it, but it should be noted that it was a demo and it was pretty much designed to show off general mechanics, like zombies are gonna be a threat that you might wanna run away from, and yeah,
and definitely
that was pretty much the point of the demo, I felt.
Yeah, and it looked interesting in that way, like a very World War Z zombie feeling with the ocean of zombies becoming like a wave.
It was a flood. It like you know it that they couldn't be stopped. They would like climb any obstacle or go through it.
Yeah, but then also the Sony conference, they were very quick with jumping forwards. Not a lot of talking. Definitely a lot of gameplay videos and and also they played so well with the audience. Like they didn't need to tell anything.
Yeah, it was you knew what was going on. It was a very visual conference. Like you saw it, you knew what it was about, and then they like move on pretty much.
Yeah, and they played it so well also, like the Crash Bandicoot reveal with the back area, and also the Kojima reveal was freaking amazing.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot of really well done segments, everything like really well played in, and the live music, just the crisp, perfect.
Yeah.
Like the live orchestra was amazing all the way through. Like seriously, Sony's conference felt so short because everything was so entertaining about it.
Yeah, but it feels like it was shorter than everyone else's.
Of course, there was the rumor that they were gonna show a Red Dead 3, and that because of the massacre it got scrapped because it had a very similar scene in it. But that's just a rumor, so I wouldn't play into it. I wouldn't take that as fact.
Yeah, I thought that rumor was pretty. It felt off, but considering the conference did feel a bit short, like there would have been room for another demo of sorts, it might be possible, but it's not something I'm willing to believe just yet.
But considering if they had gotten a Red Dead demo on top of everything else, like Sony completely demolished everyone else in this E3.
Yeah, it would have. It wouldn't have been merciful on my poor gaming heart.
No, absolutely amazing.
It would have been overload.
It's Sony, without a doubt, won E3. Without any doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, it was a very good E3 overall. It felt like it just got better and better. Like it wasn't like a good conference, bad conference, mediocre conference, bad conference, and a good conference. It was like it got.
It was shit. Okay. Oh well. Okay, and then oh yes.
Yeah, it did feel like it had a good pacing to it overall.
Yeah, definitely. Like EA was by far the worst and most boring one. Then Bethesda, they had a good games, but the general conference wasn't that exciting. Then Xbox and Ubisoft put out more entertainment.
Yeah, it was. They were pretty good.
And then finally, Sony comes in and sweeps everything off the floor. Like amazing. So in the end, a good E3. I enjoyed watching it.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Highly enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely. So of course I want to hear everyone that actually watched this video. It's already over an hour long. So if you like, what did you think about E3? You know, what were you hyped for? Which conferences did you like? Just sound off down in the comments. I'd love to read all of it and also respond to you guys. And also, you may call us haters of Xbox or something.
I think I will be uploading this as well. So
yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So let's start with. Let me just say thank you for watching along. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to both our channels. He is ChrisCat690. I will link, at least in my description, his channel, and I guess you will link my channel.
Yeah, I will link to yours as well.
Yeah, and also make sure to follow us on Twitter @Jonty500 and
CrazyCat690.
Perfect. So guys, thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
And enjoy the rest of E3. I'm sure they will show more.
Yep.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.